Everybody's got something to complain about. So turn up the radio, grab the phone, and let it fly.
About the 16 guys in the NFL they're in mini camps right now, and they're going to get to come back. Lane looks like he's going to get a quarter of those, if not more, come back to LSU. So those guys can come back to college for their fifth year, but Tennessee has a stud linebacker, Arian Carter, that gets suspended 2 games for taking a $427 plane ticket back to his home or back to Knoxville, whatever, after the combine, and repays them. Is there any way Tennessee can take legal action against the NCAA if this going down?
Up one bad Saturday, everybody wants change. By Monday morning, the caller sounds strange. By the coach, pitch the QB, he can't recruit. You gotta trust me, everybody's an expert from the driver's seat. Turn up the radio.
Live from the Bud Light Studios, produced by Christian Johnston with Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
Well, it is our middle of the week soapbox session. What do you want to jump up on the pulpit, the soapbox, and, get it off your chest? That's what Wednesdays are all about. What's Your Beef Wednesdays, brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. Everybody's got something at this point in the week that's either a leftover from the weekend or that is just really, kind of stick it in your craw a little bit. Well, we've got a few things in the world of sports that's doing it as well. We was talking there in the opening, a call from yesterday, and Aaron Carter. We got some news on that. That might be one thing. The SEC's taking a stand on some of these transfer players, let me back up. These players that have went pro and now wanting to transfer back into college. We're going to get into that this morning. Ty is off the rest of the week. So I have a hard time having a beef with that for you. As an audience, I'm sure there's some cheers and some fist pumping. But we do have Clay Henry, the Hall of Famer, here with us to do the best he can do to take Ty's spot this morning. Clay, how are you in this middle of the week soapbox edition of the Morning Rush?
Super duper. Ty's gone. That reminds me of an old TV show, Happy Days.
Are you the Fonz? Hey. So
that's me, man.
He would know what Happy Days are. I mean, if I told him the Fonz, he'd, Henry Winkler?
No, I don't think you could get that.
What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by one of Clay's favorite places in the world. And I say that without asking him, but I just know. Richard's Country Meat Market. It's where Clay gets his fillets. It's where he gets the steaks. I've had a fillet at Clay's house that was purchased from Richard's. You just can never go wrong at Richard's Country Meat Market. Clay can always call ahead, just like the rest of us. 479-443-0000, and they'll have it ready. But, Clay, I imagine you're like me. You don't want to call ahead. You want the joy of looking in that glass counter and no, not that one, that one.
That's not how it goes down, though, Tommy.
How do you do it?
I walk in, and when I come around the corner, you're back there where the good stuff happens.
You got to wind your way through all the other good stuff in the middle.
All the seasoning,
right?
All the sauces. They've got it all. Past the seafood counter, I go right on back to the beef, and they have bacon wrap fillets. They've got the 2-inch ribeyes, maybe 1 3/4. 2-inch ribeyes are really big. Not many people understand how big they are.
And you got to know how to cook them.
So. Yeah. So they see me in the back, and I just raise both hands up and give them the sign 10. And he pulls out a beef tenderloin from the back, from the freezer, and he cuts me 10 of those and packages them by 2s. Now, let's fast forward to Sunday night. We cooked 2 of those. Now, Jean Ann will seldom eat red meat. She likes a chicken burger or turkey burger, and I get that there too.
Your healthy habits have rubbed off on her, I can tell.
He cooks them he cuts them in 7 ounces, and there's some marble in these filet. They're stratified, and I cook them both out of the package. Cook both, and I save one, And then the next night, I get my cutting board out and I slice it into real thin pieces and put it in a skillet and put a little of my favorite barbecue sauce, which might be different from one time to the next. And then I get 2 buns out and toast them, and I have me a barbecue steak sandwich. And the
highfalutin.
Now, I used his 50-50 rub on the steaks, which has some coffee in them, and you should get that rub. It's not expensive. The rubs.
I've got some in my pantry.
It's about a 4-inch high tub, and I dump that in a paper plate, and then I just roll that steak in there and let it kind of sit for about 15-20 minutes before I cook them. Does that sound all right to you?
You're making me hungry already. So, all right, it's 9:06. What's your beefs? I figure, Clay, we're going to hear a little bit from the audience this morning, and rightfully so, about the baseball reseeding. We're going to jump into that. I haven't talked to you about it, but we'll talk about that and kind of all the angles on that story. I want to look at the depth chart and kind of some of the new numbers, or some of the numbers that are reality in a unofficial depth chart that we'll look at for the football team, which, hey, man, a week from Saturday, we're teeing it up for real.
It's exciting, and I'm ready for football. You could read me the depth chart. I won't know many of the players, Tommy.
That's the point of the conversation. So we'll get to that coming up in just a few minutes.
Gonna have to learn them.
But right now we got to get you ready. We're working 9 to 5.
Party Stampede is the world's most visited dinner attraction. We're celebrating by turning up the heat. Dazzling state-of-the-art theatrical experience brings to life a live action trip into America's past.
She was wearing the Cowboys cheerleading outfit.
Yeah.
You saw that coming, didn't you? You said, I think she's going to go with a little cheerleading outfit tonight. And I was like, wow, that's pretty good. I mean, she looks amazing, right?
You never know what's going to happen here.
Who doesn't like Dolly Parton?
No, she's absolutely an American treasure. That's for sure.
Dry your eyes, don't cry no more. We'll find a place where there's laughter and joy.
This is the opening drive.
Well, we lost an American treasure yesterday, an icon, multi-generational icon in Dolly Parton. My wife told me middle of the day yesterday, Dolly Parton died. And, I think kids of today's age that are teenagers, Clay, Dolly Parton probably has been on the scene most of your adult life. Dolly, she's one of those rare icons. All I've got to say is Dolly, and you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Well, she's one of those that, late night TV, she would come on with Johnny Carson or Jay Leno. That was much watch. You just felt good watching her smile, her upbeat personality. She was a happy lady, and you felt it, didn't you, Tommy?
Oh yeah, bubbly personality.
Yeah,
I remember her on with Carson, and if you watched any of those, I think the number one appearance was when Johnny was trying to ask the old question that a lot of people wanted to know the answer to, natural or fake, and you know what I mean. And Johnny, she was playing kind of back and forth, and doing the comedy routine with him. And Johnny's line was, "Well, I'll just tell you, I'd give about a year's salary to have a peek under there." And it was one of the funniest Johnny Carson moments, probably in the history of his show. And she played along, and it was great. But so many hits, movie star, TV star.
9 to 5.
When you look at her impact, even on the artist of today, it's pretty incredible. And
what's your favorite Dolly song?
Oh, probably some with her and Kenny Rogers in a duet was always great. People always thought they had something going on, but they denied it to the very end. But Whitney Houston sang this and crushed it. But "I Will Always Love You" was probably one of Dolly's best. It wasn't her song, but she covered that. 9 to 5 is probably her best original.
That's my favorite.
Jolene's probably.
Yeah.
But
the drama in Jolene.
But probably Jolene's her most authentic, and then "A Coat of Many Colors" is one that really probably tells you more about Dolly because she truly had a backwoods Tennessee upbringing, and that Coat of Many Colors song is probably one that depicts really who she is and what her life was about. Clay, probably better than any of her other songs.
I've driven across I-40 all the way to North Carolina, and when you pass Dolly World, my truck I think they were, a truck just wants to go to Dolly's World.
Mm-hmm.
My truck would just hit that exit. I was like, no, we're not stopping here, Mr. Silverado. But I think that every truck in the world knew that it was supposed to take you to Dolly's World. I think they were programmed in by
Dollywood
Dollywood.
Yeah.
I said Dolly World, Dollywood. I never did they called it the Dixie Stampede
up in Branson.
Then they dropped Dixie. It was just Dolly's.
The Stampede, yeah.
The Stampede. But
I've been there. I don't know, 3 or 4 times.
Just tell me
I can't believe
about
you've
it.
never been.
Well, that's just not my thing.
Well, you like horses. You like horseback riding.
But I don't like just sitting in.
Oh,
I
no,
would
it's
rather,
great. You should take Jean Ann and go.
Okay.
First of all, they serve you this is your kind of deal. They serve you a meal with no utensils. So you're gonna drink your soup from a crock, and they've got this soup that she does, and you can buy the mix there in the gift shop. That's just maybe the best part of the meal, but it is really good. And it's kind of a bean soup, and it is fantastic. So that kind of starts your meal. And then they serve you like a half chicken or a chicken leg quarter, and then sides and everything. But you get a napkin, but you don't need utensils because it's a good old country meal because everything you can eat by hand. And then you watch this show. It's basically like a rodeo arena, but it doesn't smell like a rodeo arena. And if you like watching horses work, and you like cowboys working, and you like that part of a rodeo,
silk outfits.
100%. You will in music. You would, Clay. It's your kind of deal. I can't believe you haven't been.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
You need to load Jean Ann up and
just
go.
Not quite my place.
You're old enough now. You can go.
Old enough.
But you would love the Stampede.
They have a little measuring stand, and I'm tall enough.
Yeah, you're old enough now. You can go. But I can't believe you haven't been. Yeah, that to me.
Well, it will live on. It will live on.
I promise you, they're still taking reservations for tonight. But
they may not be taking reservations for tonight. It might be booked solid for about a month.
Now you got a good point there. But I've been probably 3 or 4 times.
Liked it every time.
Loved it. Kids loved it. It's great for kids. But this trust me, it'd be right up your alley because I know how much you like horses and outdoor stuff, and
I'll wear my
old school type competitions.
I got me a new cowboy hat. It's a Stetson Resistol with the red soft hat band in it. It is a sweet hat.
Yeah.
I'll send you a picture in a little bit of it, Tommy. But I wear that to the Stampede.
Well, they do a Christmas show. This might be how you sell it to Jean Ann. They do a Christmas version at the Stampede, and maybe here in a few months y'all go to the Christmas show up there.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, you're going to thank me later when you go. And you get there early, and you walk by the barns and stuff, and you get to see the horses up close. And it's kind of like seeing the Clydesdales.
Like seeing the horses.
It's kind of like the Clydesdales. They're not as big as the Clydesdales, but
they're gorgeous horses.
You know how when you go see the Clydesdales and you could eat off the floor in their barn?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you have at that place. So Dolly did great with that.
Well, everybody in my family, you could tell they were emotional. All my ladies, it's like Jean Ann, she watched all the specials last night. Our regular Tuesday night is Ted Lasso is, the new episode pops every Tuesday night. Well, we didn't get to that until late last night because we had to watch all the Dolly. I didn't say we had to. We wanted to, and I think that was much TV.
Well, Dolly's one of those.
This is to me. She's a sweetheart. That's what she's America's sweetheart.
It's one of those few things. We can't turn on news because not everybody in the house can agree on that. We can't turn on movies because not everybody wants to watch. Dolly's something that everyone can agree on.
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody in the house can agree on Dolly, right? I mean, So I mean that was again American treasure, an icon. And again, when you just say Dolly, I don't need that. I can say Dolly Parton, but if I just say Dolly,
it's good enough.
Exactly what I'm talking about. All right, that's the opening drive this morning. It's brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300 is the number. 587-3300, top quality aggregates, rock, sand, gravel. You've had for many years a gravel driveway, Clay. Sometimes you got to get a load of gravel in there. You got to know who to call. 479-587-3300. APAC can get you in touch. They take care of everything from logistics to trucking to helping build roads, asphalt, concrete, ready-mix concrete, all of it. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group. All right, we're a week from Saturday for the first game. Clay, I don't know how many practices you've been able to
just one
to get to. I've been to one and watched. And are you struggling more than ever trying to really figure out what we've got because of all the new? When I got there, sports information, Kyle handed me a roster. Said, "Here, you're going to need this," and he's right. You know, all the new names. You look over the 105, and there's 60 some odd new players on the 3 or 4 deep that's kind of out there unofficial. Are you having trouble really figuring out what Ryan Silverfield truly has?
Yeah, and I think it's universal across college football.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's do you watch those SEC shorts sponsored by Renaissance
Those are
Bank?
fun. Yeah, those are fun.
They went through and they did trivia tests. Fans, okay, give me 5 of your players. And of course, it's all staged, but it's like nobody could do it. And I think I could give you 5. I mean, key players that are going to be a factor. I know the quarterback and the running backs. I know the offensive line. I know a few on the defensive line. I know a couple on a couple of wide receivers. But if you handed me a piece of paper and said you write down players' names, it's probably the least number of names I could ever write down. And I couldn't put numbers to them. I don't know the numbers to the names yet. I will. Do you know, this kind of goes back to the 60s, Tommy. We would leave Little Rock, drive the pig trail. My dad, we had a Chevrolet station wagon. My dad, my mom in the front seat. And there's 2 brothers in the second seat, and then 2 more brothers we called it the way back. I don't know what you ever called the back of the station wagon, but we called it the way back. And somewhere around Cass, I'd sneak up, but I was one of the 2 youngest, so I was in the way back. You had a pillow and a quilt, but I would lean over the front seat between my mom and dad. No seat belts back in those days, so you just kind of roam around.
Smoke in the car, the whole bit.
Yeah, both of my parents smoked.
Yeah.
They didn't all their lives, but they did back in the 60s. And I had the Morning Gazette, which had the depth charts, 2 deep, both rosters, both teams. And I would ask my dad a number, say they're playing Tulsa, and he would give me name, height, weight, class of the player that, of that number, and then tell me what position he played and where he was on the depth chart. He could do both 2 deeps. Now, he had studied them the night before, and he had photographic memory, so he was a little better than the rest of us. But I can't do that anymore. I did it for a while when I was covering college football back in the 80s. But
let me tell you why that's a bigger problem with just the Arkansas roster. There's a service out there, a website called Our Lads. There's others that give projected 2 deeps, and I've found this one. You may agree or disagree that until the school puts the one out, this one's fairly close.
It will suffice.
It will, but of the, we'll do a little guessing game here. Of the 2 deep each side, right? That's 22 either side, 44 positions. We all together on that?
Yes.
How many of those players were not on this roster last year? Of the 44, how many newcomers?
30.
You got 30?
I say 33. I say 31.
Both a little high. 27.
Okay.
27 of the 44 spots on the 2 deep.
That's a lot.
Are transfers. 11 on offense, 16 of the 22 on defense are transfers. And
I'm glad, because I didn't want any of those defensive guys back.
And I think this is good news. You may differ, but of that, and I would question one of them here that I think might be higher on the depth chart. But you know how many of those 44 are true freshmen coming in that didn't play college football last year?
I'm going to say 2.
Zero.
No, 0.
Now, I would question Danny Bill whether or not he is truly in the top 2 at nose tackle. With Osborne and David Oakey.
They've listed him or they haven't?
They've listed him as third on the depth chart. So
but I think they're going to play all 3 of those.
100%. I think Bill's up there.
He's in the rotation.
He's the most likely true freshman to play. So anyway, we're going to jump into roster. We're going to talk about some players. We're going to talk about some position groups. And Clay's here today, so of course, we're going to talk about the offensive line. So all of that coming up. We'll do the Hog update here in just a few minutes. Ties away the rest of the week. Clay's here with me today and tomorrow. We'll have Richard Davenport in about 40 minutes to join us as well.
We're going to play Happy Days.
we may play a little Dolly coming up. Brought to you by the Fence Man. 782-3936 is the number. Call the Fence Man. Brandon will get you fixed up with a high-quality fence. And for residential fencing right now, they've got a great deal. If you call now, they can get you installed in less than 3 weeks. Come out and give you a quote and get you going. 3 to 4 weeks, you're installed, and they'll give you a discount of 10% up to $500. All right, 782-3936, 782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work. The Hog update is next, right here on the Morning Rush.
I was talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot, and of course Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
My face with you, Ty.
I only came here to do 2 things, man. Kick some ass and drink some beer. It's like we're almost out of beer.
This is the Morning Rush.
Get state sales tax paid when you trade.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium, watching from home, or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas Collegiate Collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Got one question for you. What are those?
It's cute. I wish I could get it, but
How much you pay for that taco?
Hey, yo, you know this, boy. He's got his free taco.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Want to kick off the football season with a bet that feels like a lock? The MyBookie lock of the season is back. With the Patriots in Seattle for the NFL kickoff, the question is simple. Will the Seahawks raise their championship banner that night? Of course they will. They're the defending champs. It's their home opener, and you're getting plus money odds just to say yes. Get in before kickoff, sign up at MyBookie, use promo code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and start your season with a win. MyBookie. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere.
Got a little jingle.
Darren McFadden goes 73 yards. And has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
A-R-K-N-S-A-S.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Getting to the point where we're starting to watch 53-man rosters come together. Big C's put together a list of projected and established pro hogs here. I'm not sure where. Do these come from different sources, or do we have one source to give credit to?
Different sources.
Different sources. But Hunter Henry, projected to make the New England Patriots at tight end. No surprise there. Clay Limmer with the Los Angeles Rams, going to be on their O-line. Cam Little, of course, with the Jaguars, will be their kicker, as well as Jake Bates with the Lions. Yelder Froholt, when's the last time you thought about that guy? With the Cardinals, expected to be there. John Ridgeway on the D-line with the Saints. Dre Greenlaw with the 49ers at linebacker, no surprise there. Cam Curl with the Rams at defensive back. Also in the secondary with the Jaguars, Monteric Brown. So there's two with the Jags. And then Mike Washington, it looks like he's got a good chance due to injury to make a roster as well. Question is Talon Green and Clay. Question is, will they carry three quarterbacks there with the Browns?
Well, they're going to carry three, whether they carry him on the active roster or not.
Yeah.
They'll whether he's active or he's on the practice squad and be on the sideline. So I think the way it works is your third quarterback can be on the sideline, and then you can activate him during the game. I think he'll be on that type of list.
Now
he's going to make the team, from what I've been told.
Big C, what about Brandon Allen? Because he's a name that I would expect to be on this list.
From what I've seen, he's projected to miss the New York Giants' final 53-man roster.
He'll be on a P squad somewhere.
Which is surprising.
He's got too much experience. Would you agree with that, Clay? Someone's going to, even if he doesn't make a 53, someone's going to have him as an insurance policy.
He is a perfect practice squad quarterback because he understands exactly what the role is. He'll be ready when needed, and he'll execute the scout team offense for the starting defense. So yeah, I think his football's not over, from what I've been told.
And again, you want to take someone right out of college that doesn't understand everything you just talked about, or someone that's been around the league for 10 years that understands what it's like to be a professional, that's been a starter, who has started a game. So he's not done playing football for a check. I would agree with that. Arkansas named their starting quarterback over the weekend. Clay, I want to get your thoughts. No surprise, KJ Jackson is QB1, appeared in 6 games last year. 6 games in his first 2 seasons. This is his third year with the Hogs. Started the Missouri game last year. Just your thoughts on KJ Jackson getting the official nod from the head hog and Ryan Silverfield.
I've kind of felt all along, you said you're not surprised, but I kind of felt all along that they were pushing A.J. Hill to try to get him ready as a backup. And the best way to do that is to make him believe that he's in the running to be the starting quarterback, so that you're competing for the job, and it's going to roll you into game ready to be the backup. And he might be their quarterback before the year's over, because it is hard for quarterbacks to stay healthy in the SEC. You just look every year, and there's about half of them make it to the last game, about half of them don't. So you want to do everything you can to encourage those other guys in the quarterback room to be ready.
I think last year's the first time you had a starter at quarterback that was the same in all 12 games, even though KJ came in. No, hang on. I just said he started the Missouri game last year. We were going through this earlier in the week, and Ty's not here he did the research, but I think it's 9 of the last 10 or 10 of the last 10 years you've had a backup start at quarterback. I think Brandon Allen was the last quarterback to go through a season without relinquishing the starter's role at some point during the year.
Staying healthy, yeah.
So the idea that AJ is not going to play is crazy.
You can play crappy, and that'll get you on the bench.
Yeah, but that hadn't been the case at Arkansas. I mean, by and large, if the number one's come out, it's been an injury.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I'm not saying they played great. Don't hear me. But they didn't get benched for play.
Yeah,
generally.
But in most of the cases, the quarterback's not what got you beat.
No.
It's like the, and I will maintain that Taylor Green wasn't wonderful, and he had too many turnovers, but defense got him beat last year.
All right, that's the Hog Update this morning. You got to come check this out. It's the Pradco store inside Bass Pro Shops Outpost in Fort Smith. Clay, you can take any of the lures off the shelf or even their blanks and completely customize it. So you can take one and you can put Clay Henry right on the side of it, or you can put a picture on the side of it, or go
Here's
hog.
what I would do.
You can customize those lures any way you want. It's only $3.
I would get some for $3.
Yep.
I would get one and put Ty Richardson sucks.
All right, you can do that, and
they'll do that.
They can put his picture on there if that's what you want. So you can pick the lure, you buy the lure, and then for $3 more, completely customize it to the way you want it. Or you can take blanks and you say, I want one with Razorback colors on it, right? Hey, I believe the fish would bite on this mix of oranges or reds or whatever.
Custom.
You can customize it and create your own special deal. It's one of a kind. There's only one of these stores anywhere in the world, and it's at the Bass Pro Shops Outpost in Fort Smith. It's the Pradco store. So check it out today and customize your lure.
Bruce made me some that says Clay Henry's retired. Of course, now I'm not.
I've got one.
But I'm not retired anymore.
Yeah.
You're going to have to send it back.
And the fish won't bite it. I've tried it. So
you haven't tried it.
I did. Only thing I caught was a gar. That was the only thing I could catch on it was a gar. And it wasn't worth eating. So I don't know. So
gar, you throw them back, or you throw them on the bank.
My dad always said you take a gar and you fillet it, and then you season it with lemon pepper, and you get on a cutting board, season it with lemon pepper and butter and all these spices, and then you smoke it, and then you throw the fish away and you eat the cutting board. So that's how you eat a gar. So anyway, they don't have any gar at Richard's Country Meat Market. All right, Richard's Country Meat Market's got all the top quality beef you want, house-made sausages, bratwurst. It is, when you're grilling right now and it's 105, something that's a little quicker, like hot dogs, they make those in-house, sausages, bratwurst, something you can do a little faster, gourmet burgers might be the ticket. If you want a quick
meatloaf,
I love a good smoked meatloaf.
They do it.
My wife is really good at making meatloaf.
Stuffed burgers, they do that.
And this fall, I want to do
Seafood.
that chili.
Big scallops.
You basically smoke a meatloaf over a pot of chili, and then you crumble that smoked meatloaf up inside. I'm going to try that.
I won't be there when you do it.
I'm going to try it.
I'll be the guy that says,
second.
This is pretty good.
Third bowl, please.
I think I need to. I think I need to eat all this to make sure that none of y'all get sick.
Richard's Country Meat Market, just off College and Rolling Hills in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com, 479-443-0000. The Morning Rush Daily Question. We'll ask that next here on the Morning Rush on ESPN Arkansas and the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
Your only responsibility is to put meat on the table. What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
I just like to constantly moisturize my meat. Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
I'm personally not necessarily a yes man, but I will, give my opinion on certain things.
This is the Morning Rush.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Save up to $4,000 on in-stock 2026 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off on this top-selling midsize SUV, or $2,000 off and 0% financing for 60 months on 2026 Buick Envisions. These are limited-time offers with approved credit. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, or online at harryrobinson.com.
Good morning. This is your Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast mix and match along.
We've got fluffy eggs and sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit ready, or perhaps biscuit and gravy. Ooh, maybe a sweet cinnamon roll. Wake up and smell that sweet deal. Mix and match any two for just $5 for a limited time, only at Hardee's. Don't snooze on the app. Snag juicy deals, order ahead, and get to work on time. Maybe. Exclusive app offers for registered My Rewards members only. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to...
I'm Tim Shepard. I'm running for Washington County Judge. People come to Washington County for a reason, to raise a family, build a future, and enjoy the beauty of a place we call home. No matter how long you've lived here, we all want the same things: safe communities, responsible growth, and leaders who get things done. I'm Tim Shepard, and I'll work every day to keep Washington County the best place to live, work, raise a family, and call home. I'd appreciate your vote November 3rd.
Paid for by the committee to elect Tim Shepard, Washington County Judge.
I'm Wendy Howerton, and I'm running for Circuit Judge here in Washington-Madison County. I've been practicing here for 20 years, representing people just like you, and everyday matters.
It's going to be justice for all. Everyone there is going to have a voice, and all those people who don't have a voice, they're going to have one in my courts. And I'm going to apply the law evenly, impartially, like it should be.
I'm here to protect all your constitutional rights, because they've never been more important than they are now.
Paid for by the Howerton campaign.
632-1050 today, where real training creates real job opportunities.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price, where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's place in Lowell online at CarpathSocial.com.
The Bet Saracen app has Arkansas as a 41-point favorite against North Alabama. I'm not going to ask you whether you take Arkansas and lay the points, give them, but here's the Morning Rush Daily question, Clay. 41's a lot. How many points do you expect Arkansas to score? Will Arkansas score 41? What's a reasonable number? Because we're talking 6 touchdowns there. If they're going to cover 41, you probably – I don't know that the defense can pitch a shutout. Is that an unreasonable number? Is that a sucker's bet? I mean, I don't know that Arkansas will score 41 points in that game.
Yeah, see, the problem is that we just hadn't seen enough.
Right, so I don't know what –
There's no new players.
I don't know what to think.
But the talent difference is just massive. And these poor teams have been rated – if they had a good player last year, he's playing it at Auburn or at South Florida or at Arkansas. Now Arkansas doesn't have any of their players. But there's no way
for
them.
Or at Memphis or at Arkansas State or somewhere like that.
That's you're on the right track.
Right.
And the problem is that they probably are going to give up some offensive score. I mean, there may be some pick sixes. There may be some fumble returns for touchdowns, the turnovers. And it's a guess how clean Arkansas is going to play in this first game. Special teams, all of that. So the first game to me is the worst one to try to what would you prognosticate. But I'd say that's probably, if I was going to set a line, I think I'd probably go into the 40s. And I think Arkansas is going to cover, Tommy.
And this is why I don't gamble. But
me neither. I don't gamble either.
But if you said
gambling to me is, am I going to put butter on my toast or not?
Well, I would take Arkansas. I would take North Alabama and take the points. And it's not that I don't think Arkansas is going to win, but I think 41.
I think you're going to lose if you do that.
Well, and it's a happy hedge. It's the happy hedge there. I mean, your team wins big, but I'm not sure how much Tim Cramsey and Ryan Silverfield truly want to roll out much of their beyond their base offense in game one. Again, 16 newcomers that are in the two deep on defense. I don't expect Arkansas to pitch a shutout. And you only get generally about 11 or 12 offensive possessions in a football game.
That's why I say,
are you going to score 10? Are you going to score 10 touchdowns?
Well,
I don't think so.
You might score some defensive touchdowns. You might return a punt. You might turn a kickoff. That's how that happens. And the reason why is that there's a big difference in speed between the two teams, and you get a few plays in space, and it gets out of hand pretty quick.
All right, what do you think?
And the Heat will. What happens? These poor little teams. They come in. Now they're in shape and they've been practicing the Heat too, but once they get behind, and they're going to start playing some of their backups. I'm talking about North Alabama. So that's why that point spread can get into the 50s pretty quick.
North Alabama has a game this weekend, so Arkansas will be their second game of their season. So
that helps them.
That helps them a little bit, but again, I think Arkansas wins handily. But 41. Question was, will Arkansas even score 41? And it's not that I think the offense is bad. I just think it's early, all kinds of new players.
I don't even know their nickname.
So,
I don't even know North Alabama's nickname.
So, all right, that's the morning. Aren't they the Lions?
I don't know.
I think they're
just
the Lions.
told you.
Yeah, they are. Look that up, Christian. I think I'm right on that. All right, that's the Morning Rush Daily Questions brought to you by Cart Path Social, the #1 place for indoor golf in Northwest Arkansas. They have got the air conditioning. We got your air conditioning set on right now, Clay.
71.
They got it on 68 at Cart Path Social. So it's always going to be cool
Can't
in
even
there.
work up a sweat.
No, not even going to work up a sweat at Cart Path Social. And you can work on your game. If you want to work towards being a scratch golfer, they can, get you a bay, and you can work on all the metrics, the spin rates, and, see your ball flight, and launch angles. And, there's no help for him. They're there 7 days a week, rain or shine. At Cart Path Social, you can practice your game, or you can play some of your favorite courses around the world at Cart Path Social with over 1,000 world-famous golf courses on their professional-grade simulators. Don't let the heat bother you as well.
I've been there.
It's great. I'm telling you, you can play about any course in the world, and then there's a few mythical courses that designers have made that I think are really, really cool as well. They got summer memberships that you can check out as well. It's always BYOB, so you can bring your own food and drink in and enjoy that as well. Cart Pass Social, 122 Grant Place in Lowell. You can call them at 479-487-3622 and book your bay, or just go to cartpathsocial.com.
It's just a block or two off 49. It's easy. I mean, it's easy, good parking. I've been there maybe 4 or 5 times, and I like to go there in the wintertime. Now, this is the same thing. It's too hot. You don't want to go hit balls and practice in this heat. So this is perfect. Yeah. But I really, really love that you see launch angle and you see whether you're open or closed a degree, and you can fix things really quickly with those simulators. They're top end.
And they got the cameras that see the face at impact, so you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly there's why. The club face is open. Why am I hitting the ball right? Well, the club face is open.
What I really would like to do is if they would capture some of Ty's and we could go in there and sit and laugh.
You know, he broke 80 the other day.
9 holes?
Verified.
Good.
No, he shot a 78 on 18 holes. His game's coming around. He did.
So was he playing the links, the par 3 course?
No, it was at Hartscrabble.
Oh, then he's coming along.
But then the next day, I think it was a 95, which is exact.
How do you do that?
It's golf. That's golf. I completely understand that part. But I question at the moment, because you understand this. Is there anyone more excited to get to a golf course than the guy that just had his career best in his previous round? Is there anyone that can't sleep at night thinking about their next round of golf more than the guy that just shot a career low? Because that's about it's kind of like when you catch that 30-inch rainbow or that 30-inch brown. You can't wait to go fishing the next day. And then it doesn't happen again and you're disappointed. But, that's the excitement I could see, the twinkle in his eye.
That'd be a sweet disappointment. You don't catch it the next time. If I catch one of those, I'm going straight. I'm going to have the pictures. I'm going straight to Dwayne Hayda's place, and I'm going to get a replica. And then Gene N's going to have to build a new room for it.
Yeah. You ought to see, did I ever send you a picture of the one that Dwayne did for me?
No, I remember that we went and did a show there, and y'all talked about that you were going to get one. And that
I've got it. It's hanging in my office. Dwayne did such a fabulous job.
This was
the Rivertown Gallery.
This was a 14-inch brookie, right?
That would be worth mounting, right? But no, this was a big brown that was about. It was
caught up at your house.
Caught right near the dock at Gene's. Right near the old Charlie's dock. Now they've got a new name for that end of the resort.
You were using shrimp, right?
I was using a sculpin. It was
that works.
21 or it's Father's Day weekend at 21.
That's not really sport, but I
don't care. You say that like I should be offended, but I caught him on a sculpin.
I'm joking. I'm proud of you, Tommy.
You know what you'd be even prouder of? We kept him in the net. I took pictures. Then we nursed him back and let him go.
I knew that. You told me that before.
That's about 30 inches and 17 and a half around.
A couple of weeks ago, I fished behind your house. I was there, up there catching fish. I didn't catch anything like that, though.
Bruce Stamp was in here yesterday. Today's just Wednesday. And they were up at the White River last weekend for a grand opening there at Craner's. And he said they had to wear jackets on the river. The fog had set in, and I said, man, it doesn't get any better than that. That's the beauty of North Central Arkansas.
I tell you what's fun this time of year. You fish, get out there about 5:15. First light, which is good to catch a big brown. They're nocturnal, so they're still feeding, chasing those crawdads and sculpins and stuff early at dawn. And then you fish, and then about 10:30 or 11, just wear shorts, and tennis shoes, and t-shirt, and just jump off.
Yeah.
Just jump off the boat and get in that 55-degree water.
You don't need to stay long.
No. You won't stay long.
Yeah.
But then that just kind of invigorates you. I've taken cold showers before, but a cold dunking in the White River is sweet.
Yeah, it will get your attention. What are we, 11 days now? I think we're down to 11 days till football season. A week from Saturday. What kind of crowd do you think we're going to have for the first game? It's North Alabama, 3:15, 10 days? 10 to 10 days.
60. It's just going to be so hot.
It's the start of Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, maybe 60.
Yeah, I think you're
There's some excitement because it's a new coach, new team, but it's still going to be hot.
I think if you go and you compete well, you win that game, you compete well at Utah, and if you win the game, I think you're going to have a big crowd, even for an 11 a.m. start with Georgia. Weather should be better by the middle part of September. When you get into that, and you're going to be in the latter half of September at that point. I hate that game's at 11, but it is what it is. The SEC opener, first big-name opponent. Georgia will have some fans there, but I think obviously how you play at Utah will have a lot to do with the crowd there. But I think you'll have a chance to have 75,000 plus for the Georgia game.
If you're healthy, you
got
healthy. All your weapons.
Yep. So, and then if you compete well against Georgia, I think the Tulsa game will have a nice crowd as well. And you should be by late September into some really good weather. But I just think that 3:15 start is going to keep people away unless we get a weather forecast that predicts temperatures, well below normal right now.
Cloud cover.
Cloud cover, and it's going to be 82. Cloud cover, no rain would be even better. We could whoop up some kind of forecast like that. I think that would that'd bring me. I think people, though, want to be there when Ryan Silverfield brings a team out for the first time. I think people like the fact that, he's talking earlier this week about at Little Rock about, having Bray Cook fully embrace the alumni. Doesn't matter if they played one snap or, they were an All-American. Let's get them in here. Let's make them feel like part of the program. Let's have them talk to the team on Friday nights. Let's have them be there with us for the walkthrough. I think even amongst the players, I think amongst the alumni, that's great. Amongst the former Letterman, that's music to their ears. But I think even to the common fan, Clay, they like knowing that our heritage and the nostalgia of winning days. You're leaning on that a little bit more. I think I've heard several fans, and we've gotten several texts about people that are excited about this embracing of our success in the past.
All of that's true. Win a few games, and everything will be back to normal.
Yeah.
Win a few games. If they can get to 6-6, 7-5 this year, that would be a successful season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're picked 16th.
Big C did it again last night. Hey, Clay, you're going to want to hear this part. Went to Art's Barbecue for dinner.
Oh.
Laura went and picked it up for me.
You really do love
this rib sandwich. Clay, Art's has started this deal. They take a third rack of baby backs. They carefully remove all the bones, and they make a true rib sandwich. They pull the bones out, but they keep all that meat together. They don't slice it up. They put it on a bun with their sauce, pickles, and white onions. Uncooked, and it's their take on a fast food classic.
Yeah,
but you talk about something that will.
I love rib sandwich. I had a rib dinner from beef ribs from Whispering Woods last week, and you know that place too.
Yeah. Art's Barbecue, Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's. Go in and ask for the smokehouse slab. It's their rib sandwich. It is fantastic. Get a side of your choice. It's only $13.99. So that'd make for a great lunch day. Trying to figure out what
slaws.
I had potato salad last night, and it was phenomenal. That's Art's Barbecue, 452-2550. All right, that's their phone number. Call ahead. They'll have it ready. Richard Davenport on the other side of the break. This is The Morning Rush.
Hey, Fort Smith. Have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few. And have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro Outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
This is Matt.
This is Raleigh, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
We are the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store. We went to school here. We live here. We get what every Razorback logo means.
Plus, we're the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and almost every item that comes into our store has our stamp of approval. We want the best graphic on the best items, and that's what sets us apart.
Whether it's pennants, fan cave items, or other clothing, we take the time to get it right. Hey, Dad, do you know what they call a pallbearer from Tulsa?
No, what?
Karaoke.
Matt, that's my job to do the dad joke.
Well, you said you were going to retire someday, so I should start practicing.
Anyway, you can stop by the stadium shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or you can call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or if you can't get to Fayetteville, you can check us out on the Googleator at shoponrazorback.com.
Dad, you actually got most of that right. How'd you do that?
Well, if you're going to do the dad joke, then I need to step up my Googleator knowledge.
There's no hope for you, is there? Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fifth Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
Get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and make the switch to any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles and get state sales tax paid when you trade. Our road-ready certified vehicles are inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. Combine that with our non-commissioned sales team and the nation's best lenders on standby, and you've got an award-winning, hassle-free way to get your next ride. Make the switch to road-ready certified and get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Taco Bell's new $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Just one taste of the premium grilled steak and new pepper jack sauce, and that kind of lux might go to your head. And for just $3, how could it not? But even as you're enjoying the tender premium steak and cheesy opulence, try not to ask the waiter for a steak knife. Experience the Lutz Value Menu with 10 items, each just $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Tax extra.
Back to school season is here, and great internet is essential for today's students. Wave Rural Connect can help with affordable, reliable fiber internet and strong Wi-Fi for homework, streaming, and multiple devices all at once. Get our connected home plan for just $56.95 a month. If you need more speed for a current plan, call us to upgrade. Wave Rural Connect, fast fiber internet, friendly customer service from a local provider. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Chris Canny here. Football season is back, and Lids has you covered. Just in time for kickoff. Want the latest headwear to rep your team at the tailgate, at the barbecue, or at the game? Shop the 47 brand NFL collection. Exclusively in store at your local Lids. This collection puts a new spin on retro NFL gear. Lids has every fan covered with all 32 teams, featuring the big time hits and alternate team logos. You'll find the perfect fit for every Sunday. Selection may vary by store.
It's the all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet at Golden Corral. Enjoy the endless breakfast buffet with carved ham, tender pork chops, pancakes, French toast, made-to-order eggs and omelets, and, of course, the biscuits and gravy. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And from 8 to 9:30, seniors get all this and a drink for $10.29. Golden Corral, 1801 South Waldron, Fort Smith. Order online at goldencorral.com for curbside pickup or delivery. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
Ellie here is getting the sleeve she's always dreamed of. She worked with Empower and planned for her next move, so she got good at money. Now she can be a little bad. Oh, by the way, you spelled journey wrong. No worries, she can afford the cover-up too. Ooh, check out my tat. It says, invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. There is a chance of seeing some showers and scattered thunderstorms are high this afternoon in the low to mid 90s. Chance of seeing some showers and a chance of some scattered thunderstorms and overnight low upper 60s to near 70. Thursday, blue skies, sunshine or high on Thursday will be into the low 90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by COP CDL Academy. Want a life-changing career? Give them a call today at 479-632-1050 or check them out online at copcdlacademy.com.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 10 days. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light.
Can't drink all day unless you start early.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with an ice-cold Bud Light.
Bad calls, bad takes, blown leads, hot takes, your coach, your quarterback, the refs, the rankings. Everybody's got something to complain about. So turn off the radio, grab the phone, and let it fly.
About the 16 guys in the NFL that are in minicamp right now, and they're going to get to come back. Lane looks like he's going to get a quarter of those, if not more, come back to LSU. Those guys can come back to college for their fifth year, but Tennessee has a stud linebacker, Arian Carter, that gets suspended 2 games for taking a $427 plane ticket back to his home or back to Knoxville, whatever, after the combine, and repays them. Is there any way Tennessee can take legal action against the NCAA if this going down?
Up one bad Saturday, everybody wants change. By Monday morning, the caller sounds strange. By the coach, bitch the QB, he can't recruit. You gotta trust me, everybody's an expert from the driver's seat. Turn up the radio. What's your
Live from the Bud Light Studios. Produced by Christian Johnston with Tommy Kraft. This is the Morning Rush.
All right, it's your day to get on the soapbox. What is, what's just in your crawl this week? For me, Clay, it's every time I watch the weather forecast, begging for rain, there's just like this drying line, this river valley effect where I live, where the rain goes to the east or to the west. It's like someone's not living right. And if we get any rain, it's just a sprinkle. I heard the weatherman this morning say, after today, there is no rain on the horizon the rest of the month, which there's not that many days left in this month, but that's not real exciting for me when I hear no rain on the horizon the rest of the month. So that's my beef, is everything seems to miss us east or west. I don't know what's going on, but someone needs to get right with the Lord.
Yeah. Well, we have a well. We live in a rural area of Arkansas, so we don't have city water. We live in the city limits of Norfolk, but there's no water.
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting up at 6 and getting my magic water wand out and watering all the flowers. And I've got one little patch of dark green grass. It's about 10 yards by 15 yards. That's kind of my little favorite little place. It's perfectly green, no weeds in it. Backyard I don't worry about it. It's massive anyway. But there was supposed to be rain this morning, but it missed us. It went just to the north and to the east of us, and it's northeast Arkansas is getting a massive amount of rain right now. But it missed us.
I'm jealous. We need rain. I saw where there's we never hear about forest fires in Arkansas, but some wildfires and some things that down south are a problem. And I know that's timber country in our part of the world, and that's not just a fire that could destroy property. That's taking out years and years or decades of timber in some cases.
Yeah,
so.
My buddy Bill Eldridge was in his condo in Snowmass Village last week, and he had to stay
lovely.
had to stay a few extra days because the forest fires in Colorado, the planes couldn't get into Aspen.
Yeah.
So it's real. A lot of places. Yeah.
First
drought
problems. Yeah.
We need rain, and you know what? We're not out of August yet. We still got to go all the way through September, and
surely
September will be hot.
Surely by couple weeks from now, we're well past the
Hardscrabble's
hard
green,
part.
isn't it, Tommy?
No, it's
not.
And we're putting in a major new irrigation project that's within about 10 days of being complete. But no, we're just about out of water. They've had to reactivate a couple of wells on property just to have water.
I played in the Rogers Education Foundation Scramble Friday, and at Lost Springs and Rogers, and their lakes are 20 feet down.
Yeah, same thing. Maybe not 20 feet. Don't have
All
20
over
feet,
Arkansas,
but it is a tough drought. What's Your Beef Wednesday? Brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. 479-443-0000 if you want a big, thick-cut filet or you want a custom cut. That's the thing. You can walk into Richard's, walk up to the counter, and if you want a 2-inch thick bone-in ribeye, they can make it happen in a matter of minutes. If you want certain cuts or certain sizes of fillets, they can make all that happen. Got great poultry, whether it's turkey or chicken. Great seafood selection if you want to do a shrimp boil. They do house-made sausages, brats, gourmet burgers, and more. Richard's Country Meat Market, they bring you What's Your Beef Wednesday, 479-443-0000. Richard Davenport, your buddy with the Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette.
Teammate.
Is with us on the line right now on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Good morning, Richard.
Hey, guys. Hey, Clay.
Hey, how are you, RD?
Good to hear your voice, Richard. Look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly. 2 weeks, no doubt.
Yeah. Richard joins us, talk a little recruiting. I guess the kind of the news of the day is the SEC, and we're going to talk more about this in our SEC update, but they've got the chancellors and the presidents together and yesterday and made a decision that, hey, these guys that are in pro camps that have signed pro contracts, and this is for both football and basketball, you don't have a spot now in the SEC. The SEC, like the Big Ten had done, they have drawn the line in the sand here on eligibility.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, you assume that's going to stop the LSU situation as far as the two guys that were signing or already signed from the NFL. So, and this all includes, fines, suspensions, or whatever for, potential coaches that want to try to challenge this. So, surely if you're Kiffin, you're going to back off. But and obviously the administration, administration is going to have to step in and say, no, you can't do this. I mean, this could really impact, not only you, but us in the administration.
Yeah. Clay, you didn't sound so convinced.
Well, Lane Kiffin is a rogue. And I think he'd tell you that. I mean, I don't think I'm not walking out on a big old limb that's going to break by saying that. He's licking his chops. So, yeah. Richard, you wake up every day and it's something new, isn't it?
No, you're exactly right, Clay. And that's what I've told some other people. I've said I'm kind of numb to all this. I really am, because you see a new ruling come up, and then that allows maybe some other guys to be eligible, just like the class of 22. Some Arkansas has already taken advantage of that. Can't blame them. But I've just become numb, and all the ins and outs of each situation. It takes me a while to figure it all out, because obviously attorneys are involved, and they're trying to advise the schools on how to navigate all this stuff. So I just sit to the side and just kind of scratch my head and just give it a week or two to try to figure it all out.
Yeah. I got tickled. Did you get 2 weeks vacation or just one this summer, Richard?
Yeah, I did two, and that's the second time in my life I've done 2 back-to-back weeks, and I tell you what, it is nice. I so many times, and I'm sure you've done the same thing, Clay, and you feel like I can only take 1 week. I can't. I'm not going to take more than just 1 week, because I need to get back to work. And even during vacation, my wife has kind of stopped it now, but so many times I'd still even be working during vacation. And I was like, okay, these 2 weeks, I'm not going to do any work. And I was just, I've had those 2 weeks, I had the most peace I've had in a long time. I was just so
I was going to
less
ask,
stressed and just so much happier.
how much changed in that 2 weeks?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. Was it you take your vacation during what they call, quote, the dead period?
Exactly. I mean, the dead. When I took off, it was a dead period for football and basketball. That doesn't mean that news can't happen, but for the most part, during the dead period, things are pretty quiet, and that's the way it definitely was. And I think so many times as Americans, we have that I can't take time off, and then at the end of the day. The world continues to go on even when you do take time off.
This summer, I did a German vacation, and I took.
What's that?
That's 30 straight days.
Really?
They call them holidays, and that's what they do. They take 30 days, and that's standard. You don't take you don't do Ty Richardson where you take 14 straight Fridays off. And you take a whole 30-day block. Now, I said I was going to do that the previous summer, but I ended up taking my laptop to Colorado and Wyoming, and there's 3 different nights I wrote a column. Well, that defeats the whole purpose. You can't do that. You can't take your laptop. Now, you can work with the phone. I get that. But I did not have a laptop, and I turned my phone off. Now, I went to Montana for 15 days.
What? Hang on, time out. If Dudley Dawson had come to you at Hogs Illustrated 15 years ago and said, hey, I'm going to take a German holiday. I'm taking 30 days off. What would Clay Henry have said, the publisher and owner of what would Clay Henry have said to that?
Well, I would say, no, I'm the boss. I can do that. You can't. He did take some 2-week vacations. Yeah. Well, see, I mean, first of all, you kind of have to build up. Now, Richard, you've been with the company for a long time, so you've built up. You get 3 weeks, don't you?
3 or 4 weeks now.
3 or 4 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, and believe me, I'm using that stuff now.
You got to, or you go crazy. I mean, you'll end up being like Tommy, and you don't know whether you're coming or going.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Have to call your wife to try to get the directions to the house, right?
It is not, guys, it is not a real holiday or a real vacation unless you reach a point where you look at your wife or you look at your kids and say, what day is it?
Yeah.
And until you lose track of what is it Wednesday or is it Friday? Until you get to the point, and you've got to have more than a week to do that. Because that's when you know you've really kind of reached another level of relaxation. Have y'all done that where you've lost track of what day of the week it is?
Yeah, I did it this last time. I think it was on my second week.
Now that's bliss.
Maybe
That's
like
heavenly.
Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was going, okay, what day is this? So yeah, that was. I'm telling you, all the people out there, if you're listening, and you've said the world can't, the world won't, can't do without you working. It can and do it, and it'll help you. Your body, your mental health, and physical health too.
Did you check email?
I did do email. Yeah.
Well, it's good to do that because if you don't, after 2 weeks, you'll have 800 emails.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And most of them don't have anything to do with anything. You just delete them, but they're still there. So Richard, we were talking earlier. How many players did somebody hand you a legal pad? How many, without you looking at anything, could you write down names on this Arkansas roster? Could you get to 50? Could you get to 70? Because see, I think I can only get to about 10 or 15.
Oh, I think I'd probably get, I don't know, maybe 20, 25. And you're right, Clay. I mean, it just, the turnover, it's hard to know all these guys. I remember, I was pre-transfer portal and all that. I used to know most of the kids, and relationships with most of them
and their parents
and most of the parents. And now I know I have good relationships with probably a handful of parents and kids. And after that, I mean, you even these transfers, you get to talk to them a little bit, but nothing like the high school kids. And you get to know them a little bit, and there's a lot of good kids, but you just don't have that relationship, and it impacts the enjoyment of my job. There's no doubt about it, because I used to just love getting to know so many great parents and kids, and you just don't have that opportunity.
The decade of the 90s, when I was doing a little bit of the recruiting, I would do the recruiting magazine, when I called the high school coaches and the parents, and I built relationships with those guys that'll last forever. Like Tony Bua, I text him, he's going to text me back in 10 seconds. Now, I don't have that anymore, and I'm guessing that's the same thing for you, that you really have a close relationship with hundreds and hundreds of players, but that's from 10 years ago.
Yeah. Probably, I'll just say this, and only because obviously he was named the starting quarterback. I've gotten to know KJ pretty good, and know his parents pretty good. And for the fans out there, I mean, I think you can already see that with KJ. KJ is one of the more impressive kids I've ever gotten to talk to and get to know on my job. Mm-hmm. And all you got to do is talk to his parents, and then you realize, okay, this is why he is such a great young man and such an impressive young man. When I think the first couple of times I talked to him, I was like, this kid doesn't seem like a high school kid. This guy seems like a fifth-year senior as far as his maturity and everything.
Yeah.
And I just kids like that inspire me, and because as you get older, you appreciate just good people, and he's just a great young man. And obviously, you get to know his parents, and you're going, wow, I just wish all parents were like this. And there's a lot of great parents out there. Don't get me wrong, but you also hear some of the stuff about some of the parents, and it's not so flattering, and some of the crazy uncles and stuff like that, and that's why what leads to some of the drama that you see in college athletics nowadays.
Richard Davenport is with us here on his normal spot on Wednesdays on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. We were talking earlier, 27 of the 44 spots on the two deep on offense and defense are transfer players that weren't here in 2025. Part of I think the waning excitement now 10 days out from the season, the anticipation that's not there like it was 15 years ago or 10 years ago. Some of it's the fact you're playing North Alabama. But I think it's some of what you guys have just been talking about, the lack of familiarity with the players and the roster and the excitement of seeing this guy from last season and how he's going to be this year. The fact that you didn't watch some of these kids in-state play at Springdale High School or Pulaski Academy or pick another school in our state and now become a Razorback. When you got 27 new names to learn in the two deep, guys, I think it's taken some of the anticipation and a lot of the excitement from the average fan away.
No, I agree with you 100%. You kind of like, and you go back to, I mean, I know Clay remembers, and I remember before free agency in professional sports. I mean, a lot of those professional teams were together for years, and some guys finished their career with the the team that they signed. And obviously, free agency was great for the players, and I don't fault that. And you kind of see that with college athletics. Can't fault the kids trying to make as much money as possible, but at the same time, as far as getting to know the kids for fans and hearing about their background and stuff like that, it's just not the same. It is just not the same, and it takes away some of the joy of at least my job.
All right. Real quick, KJ Jackson being named starting quarterback. Ryan Silverfield made that known Sunday. And then just his appearances this week. He's got his radio show tonight, the first one as the Arkansas head coach. Just your thoughts on his week and everything that's led up to this point and KJ being the starter.
Well, if you're asking me, I think obviously I think he did well at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. I mean, every coach should do well at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Some, maybe better than others, but he was able to explain more about himself and his philosophy and his program. I think that that helps a little bit, but nothing helps more than W's. I mean, that's what it all comes down to. If some of the goodwill that has happened over the last few months with Coach Silverfield, if they go 2-10, that goodwill is thrown out the window.
Richard, great to hear from you. Let's do it again next Wednesday.
All right, we'll see you guys.
See you soon, Richard. Thanks.
All right, Richard and all of our guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Read Richard at wholehogsports.com and in the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Hey, what's your plans for the last holiday weekend of the summer? Labor Day, it's pool parties. It's going to the hog game. It's going to the lake. It's backyard barbecues. Maybe it's a family trip. It's been a traditional time for family and friends to gather in Arkansas. Sadly, Labor Day weekends also become one of the deadliest times, with drunk drivers endangering themselves and others. It's illegal to drive with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or higher. We know the consequences are severe. You lose your license, you go to jail, probably lose your job in a lot of cases, court costs, attorney's fees, and you get an ignition interlock where you got to blow in a tube to start your car, and you get to pay for that as well. Hey, all we're asking is that you think before you drink. Drive sober or get pulled over this holiday weekend. This message brought to you by the Arkansas State Police. Do you feel, Clay, like excitement for the season? I'm not going back to 2006, but it seems like each year it erodes a little bit more, and I just think the lack of familiarity with the roster is, to me, the driving factor.
Yeah, I think that you're right about that, Tommy. There's so much more of the unknown, but it's still Razorbacks, and it's still football, and it's coming. And I think the doldrums of summer does that to you, where you say, bring it on.
Well, I think once the games get here, everybody gets fired up again.
Yeah, but I will say this. I keep hearing people tell me that they have lost interest and they don't feel the same for college football. And then 3 seconds later, they're like, well, how are we going to beat Clay? What's the record? What's this? What's that? And what do you think about this cut? What do you think about KJ? And I can't even answer the question. They just start bubbling. So it's still there. But I think in the case of Arkansas, what really wore us down, it isn't that college football that has changed so much, it's that we've sucked. And I've got some good friends that might be fans of other schools that have been winning. They're fired up because they think they're going to be good again, and they probably are. They're one of those blue bloods. So the interest in football is still there, and I will argue that college football, the quality of it is the best it's ever been because you're not playing freshmen. You just detailed it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'll go back to the 60s. Well, guess what? Freshmen were ineligible. They couldn't play. And sophomores were being redshirted. So you played with likely the first time you started, you were a redshirt sophomore. You were a third-year player, and you played 3 years. You have 3 years later. You played 5 years. Well, that's where we're headed. And you're much better and you make fewer mistakes if your players are 21, 22, 23. And I think that when we watch the game right now, and I think this was Alyssa. She had Tony Barnhart on at SEC Media Days, and I was listening to him, and he said, football's the best it's ever been. It's the craziest it's ever been, but the talent level, the attention to detail, the sophistication of the schemes, it's the best it's ever been. It's the closest to the NFL it's ever been as far as the SEC and the Big Ten.
The best players have a good incentive now to stay.
They're being paid, and they stay, and they're they've gotten to be pretty good players.
Yeah. All right, we're going to come back with our SEC update. Also, I want to talk about the baseball ticket reseating situation with Clay. I want to get to that, and we got some calls on that as well. We're going to get to as well in just a minute. Hey, Rath Auto Resources, Fort Smith and in Springdale. When you buy now, sales tax paid on all their certified pre-owned vehicles, and they come with warranty. Rath Road Ready, they call it. So you can come and check out the selection. Also, great incentives on new Mitsubishis in Springdale. So check it all out, and if your car needs some repair or some attention, the Meineke Car Care Center is available at both locations. It's Rath Auto Resources, Fort Smith and in Springdale, and online at rathautoresources.com. The SEC update. We'll do that next here on the Morning Rush.
Everybody's talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot, and of course Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
My beef with you, Ty.
Yesterday I said that we don't apologize here.
This is the Morning Rush.
Get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car.
Bobby Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started. Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium, watching from home, or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas Collegiate Collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
I got one question for you. What are those?
It's cute. I wish I could get it, but...
And how much you pay for that taco? Hey, yo, you know this, boy. He's got his free taco.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Want to kick off the football season with a bet that feels like a lock? The MyBookie luck of the season is back. With the Patriots in Seattle for the NFL kickoff, the question is simple. Will the Seahawks raise their championship banner that night? Of course they will. They're the defending champs. It's their home opener, and you're getting plus money odds just to say yes. Get in before kickoff, sign up at MyBookie, use promo code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and start your season with a win. MyBookie. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere.
Got a little jingle.
Here's the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
The SEC has banned former pro players from returning to the Southeastern Conference. Yesterday, a new policy was approved by the Southeastern Conference preventing certain former professional athletes from returning to play at SEC schools. This policy applies to football and to basketball. Players who have signed professional contracts, appeared on professional rosters, or failed to properly withdraw from a draft can be affected by this new policy. This comes after court rulings that created a path for some players from the 2022 high school class to seek additional eligibility. The Big Ten had a similar policy they put into place earlier this week. The SEC, a day or two later, has followed suit. And that's your SEC update this morning. It's brought to you by Farm Credit. When the workday is done, that's when the good stuff begins, whether it's fishing, off-roading, or just enjoying the great outdoors. Farm Credit of Western Arkansas can help make it happen. Go to myaglender.com or drop by any one of Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations today and start making the most of your time off.
I'm glad somebody finally took a stance on something. It
Yeah.
just seems like there's been a reluctance to stand up for any sort of
They want to get their ducks in a row.
guardrails.
Yeah. And now we finally, at least for now, drawing a line in the sand. We'll see how long they stick to it.
Yeah, I think they've been drawing lines in the sand. They've just been being obliterated by the wind.
Yeah. Well, and generally
judges,
those wins
local
judges.
judges.
Exactly.
So it's that we're not past that yet.
Yeah. All right. So Sunday, Ryan Silverfield alerted all of us that, to no surprise, KJ Jackson was going to be the starting quarterback. That kind of wiped out some of the talk of Friday's news that came out that there's going to be a reseeding prior to next season with the baseball program. And Clay, we hadn't had to get a chance to get your thoughts on this. I wanted to hear what you thought about it, and then we got some calls lined up. Lee from Greenland, who called in earlier this week, was meeting with the foundation. I want to hear the follow-up call from that. But Clay, before we go to Lee, what are your thoughts on the reseeding that's going to take place prior to the 27th season?
Yeah, they had to do it. And unfortunately, when you raise salaries, both for coaches and players, we've had stories in the last year that Matt Hobbs and assistant coaches got nice bumps. Dave Van Horn got a really nice bump. And we've done the interviews with Dave where he has much higher money to pay players, that their salaries of players, it might be between $3 and $4 million, maybe in excess of $4 million. The money's got to come from somewhere. When you saw how successful and how painless it was for basketball, and let's just think about this. They played 17 home games last year, pretty much full all the time, and they had raised the level for lower level that you had to contribute $40,000, and they didn't miss a beat. Well, you knew it was coming for baseball too.
Yeah.
And they have a waiting list of suites of 75. Now, some have fallen out with the new price structures because it's a six-figure bump. But they'll have people will be in those seats, and there's a lot of those suites that it's not going to cost them any more money because some of them were $1 million contributors. They weren't going by the very minimum. And I could name you the families or the businesses that are major contributors that, they don't have to come up with any more money because they were already at that level.
Yeah.
So those seats don't change. They won't change hands, but some of them will change hands.
Yeah.
I know a handful where there's maybe 4 families that share the suite. They're not able to come up with that additional money, and they'll lose their seat. I was talking to one suite holder, has a really good suite. He's not going to lose his because he was already at that level, but he thinks that the people 3 boxes down, I'm talking about the one next to him, the next to him, and next to him, they'll all change hands. There'll be new people in those boxes.
So Lee had called in earlier this week. It's Coach Larkin to some of you from Greenland, was there for many years, longtime season ticket holder. And, Coach, we asked you to call back because you were having an in-person meeting with the foundation, and all of our callers join us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Coach, how did that meeting go, and any resolution to your situation?
Well, the resolution was for me to get more money. I mean, that's the deal. But with that resolution, I still are not guaranteed the tickets I had. My biggest question was, why can't they say, Lee, it's going to take this amount of money to keep your seat instead of reseating the whole thing? I never got a really good answer out of that part. I will be guaranteed that I will get a seat somewhere in the stadium. I had to go up to keep my seat, to keep 4 seats. So I will be sitting somewhere, but I was sitting on the berm in lawn chairs before 2004 in that exact location, and most likely I won't be there this year.
So my understanding, you met with the foundation, know firsthand. Clay, you understand it. Essentially, we start at the top of the list. Biggest donors, the most priority points, they choose their seats first. And then we just go from top to bottom, and then you get to physically choose the 4 seats you want, or the 8, or however many you're allocated by class. And then whatever's available when your turn comes up is what you have to choose from. So as you're saying, your exact seats that you're in love with may not be there if someone ahead of you in the line chooses those seats. Is my understanding of the process correct?
Yes, that's pretty much the process. And my deal is I sit on the front row. It is section 116, but I sit on the front row, and I enjoy those seats. I might be able to move closer, down towards the dugout. I might even be able to move on the first base side because I'm on the third base side now. But I may or may not get those seats.
Because you want to sit on the front row.
Well, hey, you've been out with Miss America. You want to stay with Miss America, don't you?
I'm not arguing that. I'm just, you don't want to be in the middle of the row. You don't want people standing up in front of you. There's value in what you have in your seats to you. So
right, and it breaks down to the value of the seat is quite a bit. But and the fact that I was there when we played Mississippi State in the sleet. It doesn't matter. I was there when we played Missouri State at 3 a.m. It doesn't matter. It matters that somebody's got more money, and I get it. I get it. The biggest part to me of the foundation is we have 9,800 members. We need to broaden the base. That's to me the biggest thing. I've got 2 kids who graduated. They've never been asked to join the foundation for the U of A. Never.
Yeah.
So,
Lee, thank you for the call, and appreciate the follow up. I mean, I think with baseball, Clay, it's more frustrating to that fan base than maybe any of the others because, much likely, they've been there through the thin times. They've been there when that stadium wasn't constructed the way it was. They've enjoyed and feel like they're part of the success that Dave Van Horn has built, and they feel like they've been loyal for 25 years, back to Norm's days, and now, the loyalty's not being I can hear the frustration with Lee and other fans that we've heard from since this announcement.
Yeah, if you want to figure out what's going on, you drive for a weekend series at LSU and see what they've got and talk to their fans and ask them how much they pay for their seats. Or you go to Ole Miss, ask their fans how much they pay for their seats. Go to Tennessee, ask them how much they pay for their seats. Same thing, Duty Noble Field at Mississippi State, where they have turned that into really a palace. And that's the way it is. And the rosters have to be built with money, with real money, not a little bit. Not not Wright's Barbecue coupons.
Mm-hmm.
I know from talking to a couple of players that went on to the minor league baseball last year that are good friends of mine, and I know how much they made. I've seen guys that they drive up with brand new Tundra trucks, that they paid with cash. That money's got to come from somewhere. If you want to compete, you want to pay your coaches, then they have to charge that. It's frustrating because that's not the way it was. College baseball was the bargain on campus. I'm talking about the value of how good they played, how good the teams were, how competitive they were. It was a bargain. Well, eventually that went away. It's not a bargain anymore. But everybody else has decided that now that you can pay players, they're paying them. Now that they're going to add load seats. I wondered how long that they would do that, because that's where the real money comes from.
Yeah. That hadn't been talked about enough. Some of the restructuring of the non-suite level, where they're basically going to create more premium seating outside of what we see at Baum-Walker as the suite level, and the ones in the new Hunt Center that have went up there on the porch. But they're finding more and more ways to create premium seating. There's going to be some loge boxes this year that haven't previously been there. Yeah, I don't know exactly where they're putting them. I think it's down the third base line. They may be underneath the other ones, kind of hanging there. Mm-hmm. But just think of in terms of this, what they're trying to get. So I started Hogs Illustrated in 1992. 96, I may be wrong on the year, it might have been 95. They moved into Baum. First thing I did was buy, Harold Horton called and says, you want one of these baseball suites? So I got the one that's right behind the on deck circle of the Arkansas dugout. It was the visitors dugout at that particular time. It was $2,800. I couldn't write that check fast enough. That, to me, that was like, I can't believe the deal of the century. Yeah.
And it stayed the deal of the century for 7 or 8 years. Then they started raising it, and
you wrote the check.
I wrote the check, and now that check is way over $100,000. And you have to have priority points. Now there are some people that have suites that they don't even have to write an additional check. All they have to do is pay for the tickets, because they're already given $1 million. Their priority points, they're safe. So they know that X number of boxes are not going to change hands. And I could give you the names of the families, and you would say, well, yeah, they've got 300 million or 500 million or $1 billion. So it doesn't hurt those. They knew, the best I can tell, on that waiting list, that they had at least 15 that were of that same level, that they're millionaires. Writing a $140,000 check first time to increase their priority points was a no-brainer. They're ready to do it. Maybe more than 15, but they knew at least that. So they're not going to have empty suites. So to me, what they did was a no-brainer. Most of us in charge would have done the same thing, not because they want to gouge the fans, but because they have to come up with the money. And here's the problem. For years, if you had a deficit in baseball, or if you had a deficit in track, you just took it from football. You can't take it from football anymore, because they need every penny of that to raise $50 million to be able to compete with the Blue Bloods in the Big Ten and the SEC, to raise your level. And so they've got to raise it. Baseball has to pay for baseball. And there have been some years where they have, but not since NIL, not since the salaries came up, not since travel tripled and quadrupled. Those charter flights with gas have just exploded. So, and they've done some things to save money there. They bus to Arlington, they bus to Starkville, they bus to Oxford, they bus to Missouri. They weren't doing that 3-4 years ago, but they're trying to save a little money there. So they're being prudent with their resources, but it's just not any fun to sit there and think, I've had all these tickets and I paid for this box when it was $2,700 and now it's going to be $180,000 or $250,000 to do the priority points.
Last thing, and then we'll go. But what you can't have is a situation where someone can write you a check for $150,000 or $250,000 or $500,000 or $1 million, and you don't have any seats to give them. And that's where they have found themselves, and why they've got to make reseating.
That's why they did it, Bud Walton.
Exactly. That's why reseating the stadiums has to be done on a regular basis. But I think it has to be done on a scheduled 4-year, 5-year plan, like Hunter Yurchek is talking about, a 5-year plan where people can plan around it. And people know where they're at.
Give it to us next week.
Here's the thing, and then we'll go. Clay, you ask everybody in the spring of this year, the spring of 20, to make your pledge. Make your donation. Lock in the class of tickets you want. Baseball fans did that. It's part of the process. Now you're coming back and saying, no, that doesn't count.
So I would have think, but they had to come up with the money to pay the head coach.
Yeah.
You know, that's and the assistant coaches and the players. They're behind a rock in a hard place. I would have thought a better way to do it was to ride through this season and make the announcement Friday that this is going to affect the 2028 season, not the 2027
that's
season.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I agree with that part. All right, it's 10:45. We'll come back and wrap things up on a What's Your Beef Wednesday here on the Morning Rush. First, I want to tell you about Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. Clay knows all the good spots on the White River, but you know who else knows? The guides at Gaston's. They know right where those big browns and big rainbows are. They can take you to all those spots and have a great day on the water at Gaston's and make sure that you and your family enjoy your time away. We're talking about holidays and vacations and time off. Great place to vacation and take time off is at Gaston's. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Your only responsibility is to put meat on the table. What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
I just like to constantly moisturize my meat.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fifth Man. He ain't afraid of no work. Quit telling me it's the most Arkansas thing ever. No, it's not. Because the most Arkansas... No. You're wrong.
This is the Morning Rush.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Dozy Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Up to $6,000 off and 1.9% financing for 60 months or 2.9% for 72 months on new 2026 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Get the rebate and low financing on an all-new GMC Sierra. There's one last 2025 GMC Hummer SUT. Save $15,000 off. Hurry before it's gone. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Looking for quality building materials and service you can count on? Visit Lumber One. Lumber One carries lumber, plywood, drywall, insulation, and roofing. Also, cabinet takeoffs for both kitchen and bath. Their full-line door shop offering exterior and interior doors, windows, and trim. They also provide blueprint takeoffs and estimates. Visit Lumber One at 3335 Industrial Park Road in Van Buren or call 474-4444. Lumber One. Go where the pros go, where service still matters.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust a team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Summer heat is on, but that means fall is not far away. Bow hunters, get into Gelco and check out the new bows, sights, arrows, and releases. Pick up a new back target and get ready for opening day. Saddle equipment and stands are now in stock. The summer sale is still underway with buy one, get one 50% off on select clothing. See the new shipment of local boy and girls clothing that's just arrived. Shop local, shop Gelco Outdoors. Work, fish, hunt. That's what we do. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
All right. Been a fun show here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. 479-443-0000 is the number for Richard's. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com, or stop in and see him just off College and Rolling Hills Drive in Fayetteville. We didn't have enough time probably to talk about, the beefs with the baseball, but all you have to do is open Facebook, open a message board, and there's plenty of people with opinions and thoughts, and I empathize with both sides.
I got calls.
I mean, but at the end of the day, the university's been forced into a business situation here. You want Dave Van Horn to stay as your coach, the staff together. You want to be
on equal footing with LSU.
What hurt Arkansas's RPI this last
Texas,
year? What hurt Arkansas last year in the RPI that kept them from having the seed they wanted, maybe even hosting a regional?
2 losses to Stetson.
Do you think it's because maybe Arkansas didn't have the funding they needed to go get all the players? I know there were some injuries, and you needed Wiggins, and there's some other things we could talk about. But you know what? Stetson put all their chips in the middle of the table, and for that weekend, they were better than Arkansas in a couple of games, and it made a difference. And I think some of this, Clay, is they don't want to repeat some of those same things, slip on some of the same banana pills moving forward. Thus, the sense of urgency to make this happen now.
They like their roster. They like what they put together.
Yeah.
I see some good things happening. I was really pleased. Matt Hobbs and his wife put together a clinic for kids free last weekend. Matt Jones at Whole Hog Sports got a great story. Go read that. And that was all free.
All right. Hey, we got to run halftime with Matt and Alyssa and Colton coming up next. Clay, thanks for being here. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
We'll do it again tomorrow.
Tommy. All right, halftime next here on ESPN Arkansas.
Hey, Fort Smith, have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue?